This is from Hannity, from Fox News. It says, not even Obama could endorse this. I believe he's speaking of Zohran Mamdani here.
In New York City, a brand new Atlas Intel poll. It's weird about Atlas because nobody really knows who they are. But the polling is extremely accurate. It shows Zohran, Marxist Mamdani hemorrhaging support, now just up by less than 5 points. Mamdani spent the weekend campaigning at night.
That surprises me. I was not expecting that. I wonder what would cause his numbers to plummet like that. Genuine question. I don't know. Because no dynamics have really changed. There's no big scandal. No, what did Zohran Mamdani try eating soup with his hands this time? Like, I don't think that there was like a major scandal that happened where people would look at it and it should be changing their vote.
Nightclubs across the city because apparently communism sounds a lot better after you've been drinking. Take a look.
Bro, who came up with the name of Poppy Juice for a club? Huh. I would love to see hear what the special drink they're selling at the bars. Oh, I want a Poppy Juice. Okay, slow your roll here. I think I'll pass on the Poppy Juice.
So I want to know, are you ready to win this race? Are you ready to beat Andrew Cuomo? Are you ready to make history?
Everyone hangs out on a weekend of Poppy Juice campaigning. Anyway, Democrats have been searching for new life, new energy since Obama left office. Unfortunately, Mamdani comes with a lot of serious baggage. Obviously, first and foremost, his beliefs are beyond radical and insane. He wants to turn our country into the old Soviet Union. He talks about the elimination of private property, government controlling the means of production, higher taxes on white people. And in the past, he even called for the NYPD to be totally defunded, hates the police, and of course, he wants to send in the social workers. We have shown you over and over what he has posted. Second, Mamdani faces serious allegations about being anti-Semitic and anti-American, unwilling many times to condemn the call for global intifada against the Jews. It doesn't help that radical Islamist Linda Sarsour is now bragging about the important role she will play if Mamdani's elected. She told her followers she will, quote, hold Zohran accountable and tell him what to do when he is in office. As a quick reminder, Linda Sarsour was forced to resign as an organizer of the Women's March over bigoted anti-Semitic remarks like blaming the, quote, Jewish media for her terrible reputation. Needless to say, radical...
Yo, that's crazy. That's crazy. I mean, from that community, you know, there are a lot of people on a very extremely anti-Israel, pro-Palestine crowd who, you know, hold anti-Semitic views. You know, there's nothing that like really brings the far left and the far right together like being anti-Semitic while hating Israel. You know, you can hate Israel without being anti-Semitic, but for those who are like on the extreme wildest wings, like either like on the progressive side or on the like the far right, like neo-Nazi side, a lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them like very much will join hands to do whatever they can to besmirch the reputation of Jews and to criticize Israel. So I'm not entirely shocked. And Zohran Mamdani has spent time with other people who similarly had similar levels of ilk and ire towards Israel and allegedly Jews as well. I think there was some guy who was who participated in or in some sort of scheme to blow up a government building in DC way back in like the 2000s or 90s or something, and that person was very much involved in anti-Semitic radical Islamist groups. So, being friends with someone who has radically anti-Semitic views is not really new to Zohran Mamdani. This is something that he's used to.
Like Sarsour, Mamdani are toxic outside of Brooklyn, Manhattan, and Queens, and even Barack Obama, he couldn't even bring himself to endorse New York City's Democratic nominee. Anyway, Chuck Schumer also refused.
I think that does kind of say something. It could show that mainstream Democratic America is not ready yet to accept socialism nationally. Obama is a national figure. So, even if Zohran Mamdani wins, I don't necessarily think that it means that we're just going to dive headlong into socialism all across the country. It certainly is a check engine light for sure. But, when you've also got indicators like Obama not supporting Zohran Mamdani, it shows that, the entirety of America is not ready to accept and embrace socialism yet, which I think is good. I'm not complaining. I'm just trying to assess the situation here.
Used to back Mamdani. Now, it is official. It appears Schumer's days as a senator are numbered. He is a leader in name only and hated by the base of his party. Take a look.
Now, Hakeem Jeffries, your leader, has somewhat reluctantly.
Ilhan Omar is part of the squad. Fans of the squad are not mainstream at all in any shape of the word. They're not. I don't like Hannity's phrasing here. Peep the Orioles mug though. Let's go O's. I've never been a hater of Casey Hunt. But I don't like this framing of Ilhan Omar as being like representative of the base of the Democratic Party or the base of like the left. The majority of people on the left are not nearly as far left as her. So, this is deceptive framing from Sean Hannity here.
Are numbered. He is a leader in name only and hated by the base of his party. Take a look.
Now, Hakeem Jeffries, your leader, has, somewhat reluctantly, but has endorsed Zohran Mamdani. Chuck Schumer still has not. Why do you think Chuck Schumer has not endorsed Zohran Mamdani?
I really don't know. It makes no sense. We as Democrats have always believed that in an election, we support our party's nominee. Schumer has pressured other Democrats to do just that, and he should be following his own advice.
No matter how far radical left Schumer runs, he will never, ever outflank the actual communists that represent the base of his party. Not going to outflank the squad, AOC, Mamdani. They are the true leaders of this new radicalized Democratic Party. Now, Mamdani wins.
See, and this is one thing I don't like about Fox News, which is like they will show you the most extreme leftist and then tell you that all Democrats are like this. This is why. So, like, when people say, "Oh, I watch Fox News, it makes me so angry," I kind of understand why now. Like, I took a break from watching Fox News for the longest time. A lot of that was just like, my parents getting rid of cable, me not having my own subscription to something that had Fox News on it, and me spending more time listening to talk radio and podcasts than, even cable news feeds. But, I got Fox One for college football season. I'm like, hey, why not? I'll watch some Fox News. And the way that they push these culture war stories on their channel, as well as not even mainstreaming, but promoting far left statements from far left politicians as saying, behold the Democrat Party. It's a method, I'm assuming, to gin up animosity, agitate the crowd, but also get Republicans active and eager to go vote. I understand why they do it. I don't think it's acceptable. I don't think it's acceptable at all. So I am not afraid to be like, you know what? I don't really like Fox News. I don't like, watching their stuff 24/7. They've got some great shows. Was blanking on his name. Brett Baer. Great show. And Gutfeld can be fighty at times, but overall, just like if you're going to Fox News as your primary source for information, you're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong. I think if you want political commentary, it's fine, but you should get the facts first so that you are informed before you hear something like this. Because if you don't know much about this or don't know much about the Democratic Party, you just watch this, you may just accept everything he's saying, like, okay, cool, interesting. But if you know a little bit more about the landscape of the Democratic Party, then you can sort of watch this with more scrupulous eyes and be like, okay, he's not entirely correct here.
They are the true leaders of this new radicalized Democratic Party. Now, if Mamdani wins tomorrow, he will be the true face of the new radicalized Democratic Party nationwide. But Hakeem Jeffries still doesn't see the writing on the wall, or probably more likely sees it and doesn't want to say the quiet part out loud. He's in denial. Take a look.
And then the mayor of the city in which you live, New York, you've already cast your ballot for mayoral candidate Zohran Mamdani. Do you see Mamdani as the future of the Democratic Party?
No, I think the future of the Democratic Party is going to fall, as far as we're concerned, relative to the House Democratic Caucus and members who are doing a great work all across the country as it relates to our need to both take back control of the House, but in doing so, make sure that we're communicating to the American people, like, we understand you deserve better than the country that you have received.
Well, like Schumer, Hakeem is a leader in name only, and now the truth is it really doesn't matter what he believes. On a similar note, longtime political advisor Crazy Carville, our old friend James, he can discount his party's extremist base all he wants. It's not going to change a thing. It is too late. Radicalism, communism, socialism, even political violence, that is the new modern radicalized Democratic Party, and there are no really mainstream Democrats left, aside from like John Fetterman, who have had the courage to stand up against.
John Fetterman is a centrist. I don't think that's mainstream. I don't think it's representative of a mainstream Democrat. Now, I don't know what a good example of a mainstream Democrat would be. Maybe someone like Chris Murphy would be closer to mainstream, or let me see, or Mark Warner. Kind of like these folks, but it's just the moderate people tend either to attract little noise, to make little noise, or attract little attention. So just because you're not hearing about moderate Democrats doesn't mean they're not there.
Against the radicals, now trying to burn it all down. According to, look at this political poll, this is from Politico, a significant number of Americans now believe that political violence is okay. And a majority of both parties are bracing for a coming political assassination in our country. But that's not stopping the party of hate, the party of radicalism, from doubling down on what I have been calling dehumanizing and frankly, rhetoric that goes so beyond the pale of their political opponents, inciting even by saying Nazi, fascist, racist, Hitler, Stalin, Mussolini. And no matter what happens tomorrow, the Democratic Party has a big problem ahead, and it's only going to get worse. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox.
The problem is that, these socialists and commies and progressives are not the base of the Democratic Party, but the Democratic Party is so afraid of losing those voters that they're kind of following them and doing whatever they can to placate them. The problem with that is, if they keep on doing that, they're going to get themselves in trouble. They'll get themselves in a situation where they are, defending things that are so extreme that they end up pushing away the majority of their actual voters. And I don't think the Democratic Party is willing to let things go that far because, like all major political parties and major politicians, they prefer having the power and they're not willing to relinquish it for brownie points for a handful of progressives at Starbucks. So at the end of the day, I don't think that the Democratic Party is going to let the progressives win, but they're going to give them as many wins as they can to maximize their voter base, until that just stops working.